Right, Blighty Boxing with Frank Warren and Queensbury. Thrilled to be joined in Birmingham here by Liam Davies, the English bantamweight champion. Now Liam, last time out in Telford, as statements go, you made a big one.
Yeah.
You must have been happy with that.
Yeah, I was happy. I got the stoppage. I wasn't that happy with the opponent as I boxed him before, but with a few pulling out, it was what it was, and I was just happy to be on the show back in Telford. And now I just want to be back in bigger fights and keep pushing forward.
I remember speaking to you before the fight on the phone, and you were a little bit frustrated, but the fights you wanted weren't quite happening.
Yeah.
But you made a sort of a dual statement on the night. You showed that you've got a tremendous crowd who get behind you, and you showed that you deal in spectacular finishes. From a promotional point of view, that's two pretty big boxes ticked, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. And it was funny because I would have sold many more tickets as I did on late, and this time I got double coming, and that was in Telford. So let it be twice as loud and half as short, hopefully, the fight.
So for those of us who don't know the geography that much, how far are we from Telford here in Birmingham?
Just about an hour away from Telford at the minute, so it's not too far.
Have you had to lay on transport and everything?
That's it, we've got 2 bus loads coming up, so everyone, Telford be buzzing, Telford be taking over Birmingham that night.
So as far as we know, is this still a defence of your English title?
So yeah, I think at the minute I don't look into it too much. I just train and get on with it. But I think I might fight for another belt, like a WBO kind of belt. So
that'd be good.
It's just waiting for it to be confirmed. But yeah, I'd say that's really exciting and pushes me forward.
I mean, how that works for you is being the English champion. You're already on the track to fight for the British title.
Yeah.
But fighting for an international title have you on another track at the same time towards getting a good ranking. So you're sort of attacking 2 objectives at the same time.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what is getting good rounds in what I want as well. It's 10 rounds, so that's what the experience comes with it, and I know I need that. So I'll keep picking that up, and the sky's the limit.
Do you think having that experience on BT Sport last time and the emphatic finish sort of showed the wider public, but there is another face in the bantamweight division at the moment, because there's the ones they know, there's McGregor obviously, who's got all the championships, and then you've got people getting big publicity like Dennis McCann, to a lesser extent Andrew Cain, just showed the public there's another face in there and he's here to stay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just showing I'm in the mix. I always knew I was, but hopefully now, like I say, we can make these fights happen, and they can make interesting fights, more 50-50 fights, and I'm well up for it. Like I said, I'm more than eager to prove myself. So
I'll ask you about Andrew Cain purely because I know you two have got a little backstory which kind of makes it a bit more interesting. You met 3 times as amateurs, I understand?
Yeah, he beat me 3 times, he did, when we were younger. So of course I'd like to win back as well, but like I said, it will happen. It's just when, and I think it's going to be a different story this time. I hope they ain't relying on that too much. It was years ago.
Mm-hmm. You were junior, 14 years old, weren't you?
Yeah, it could have been like 14, 15. I'm not 100% sure. We boxed 3 times though. Once I thought I was done bad, and the other times was, like I say, I lost. I never once did I get battered. I don't think I've ever been battered in a ring. So yeah, I look forward. I'll do that again because, like I say, I'm here to prove myself, and then fights are going to help me. So
it builds a narrative,
people,
even though it doesn't mean anything. It builds a narrative, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
When you sit next to each other at a press conference, you can start sniping about your amateur days and all the stories from back then.
Yeah. Well, I won't, because I ain't got nice. He beat me 3 times, but hopefully we can make it happen, and I can change that story.
Looking at it on paper, from what we've seen of you and what we know of him, that would be a firefight, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it'd be a very good fight, and like I say, it's a very 50-50 fight with the record and kind of things. So it's got to happen, kind of thing, hasn't it? For me, I believe it will happen, and
Has it been spoken about?
Win. Pardon?
Has it been spoken about?
Little bits. Like it has been mentioned, his name a few times, but that's because we're all in the same weight, isn't it?
Do you think it could happen this year?
Yeah, I think it could happen this year, definitely.
That's definitely something to look forward to then,
definitely.
isn't it? Great fight.
Okay, hopefully they get me this WBO bout. I can win that, and I can defend against Andrew Cain or someone.
You'll get more of the money.
Yeah, that's it.
Of course, the other one who attracts attention is little Dennis.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not really a conversation because he is still so young, isn't he? And he's on his own little development. Even though you mention him, Andrew mentions him, but, you know, the boy's 20 years old, isn't he? Sort of, it's not really realistic to think, but it's going to be a fight that you'll have at this stage.
I do understand what you're saying. It's a sport though, isn't it? What age, it doesn't matter on age. Age shouldn't matter, like it's the same weight. He's had the same sort of fights, probably had more than me and Andrew Cain, so I can see what you're saying, but if you're in a sport and this is the game, age ain't a number, is it?
Yeah, but I think what he seems to be saying at the moment is he's going to build his legacy, his brand and everything else. He's going to do what he's got to do, and then when he's ready, he'll start answering the calls, you know, because he has got a profile, hasn't he?
Yeah,
you can't deny that.
Yeah, he has. Well, imagine if I said that to you about Andrew Cain or and Arin. It don't look good, does it, for me? But here's what it is. Like I say, I like Dennis, and I hope he keeps winning, and I'm planning on keeping winning. I'm sure it can happen in the future. So
yeah, well, that's it. I mean, sometimes you've got to let these fights brew a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
You can't do them all in the first 9 months to a year because sometimes they're much bigger. I know people get frustrated, but they are bigger and more valuable
100%.
a bit further down the line, aren't they?
100%. That's what it's about, isn't it? We train hard, we work hard, diet, and it's about earning a bit of good money. We've put all our life into boxing. Me and them other two lads that you've just said, so we can earn some good money out of it. More money the better, 100%, because there's a life after boxing. And
tell me something, Telford is still the Midlands, isn't it?
Telford's in the Midlands, yeah.
So what would it be, like East Midlands, would it, or? East Midlands is Leicester,
just the
isn't it?
Midlands, yeah, just the Midlands.
What do you think about, there seems to be some sort of resurgence in Midlands boxing at the moment. A lot of champions, a lot of people starting to make names for themselves, make a bit of noise. The shows are coming back, they're coming to your hometown, they're coming to Birmingham. Is there a feeling around the local gyms, but this is turning into a bit of a capital again?
Well, yeah, it's a good time to be into boxing in the Midlands because there's a lot of opportunities coming up with these shows and stuff. And BCB Promotions, Errol Johnson and Paul Mann, I think they've been a big part of that because, say, if you look in their gym at the minute, they've got a lot of champions. So you got Errol, in Errol's gym, you got Lennox Clark, Zach Parker, Hamid.
Yeah.
So the gym's buzzing at the minute. Nathan Heaney, all under the same promotion, so we're all thriving off each other. And
but what do you put? I mean, it's the talent, though, isn't it? The talent's got to be there in the first place, and there just seems to be a lot of talent around currently. I mean, are you noticing more kids are going to the gyms and this, that, and the other?
Yeah, there's a lot of good gyms in the Midlands as well that look after you and bring you up through the boxing the right way, and that's why it's paying off now with the pros, because like you say, you've got to have that experience as an amateur and fall in love with the sport to carry on as a pro, because that's when it becomes hard training, dieting, and that's where you've got to have the passion, otherwise it seems
and of course
impossible.
then it's down to champions like yourself, Zach Parker, Lennox, Brad Foster of course from Lichfield, British Commonwealth champion, soon to fight for the European. If they bring the shows here, then you get the opportunities for the young ones to jump on the undercard, don't you? And then it becomes a sort of a cycle.
Well, yeah, and that's what I meant by opportunities. It's these lads that have got the belts and getting the recognition they deserve and got Frank behind them and putting the shows in the Midlands. It's giving the lads that are upcoming, and I'm sure the lads upcoming will be the next big lads with the belts on the posters. So it's success breeds success is a good saying.
And that's a good way to end. Thank you very much, Liam.
Thank you very much.
Top man.
Cheers.